We need one more thing. Since there's some reflectivity on the DVD, I think we want to create that as well. Let's hide the sleeve transparency layer. Let's hide the bulge texture. And let's create, let's see, the back of this is going to be highly reflective, and just this outer part on this front is going to be reflective. Everything else is not going to be reflective. So I think black is going to be 0% reflective and white is going to be 100% reflective. So we'll leave this side white and we'll make everything else black. Alright, I'm going to change to the square selection tool. Select this other half over here. Paint bucket. Fill all that in black. Alright, let's bring up the UV layer. I'm using the circle select tool. And what I'm going to do is I want this outside part to be, so let's make this a little bigger. And I'm going to change this, fill this in as white. Create another circle. We can't see our UVs. So let's just hide that. Okay, that's not going from the center, so let me do that again from, oh, it is from the center. Maybe about right there. All right, let's bring that layer back up. And with it selected, I'm going to go to the eraser tool. And I'm just going to erase. All right, there we go. So those are going to be the reflective areas that are white. So let's hide our UVs. File, save as. And let's save this. Okay, let's go and save it on top of our DVD drawer texture GIMP file again. Right there. All right, save and replace. File, save as. Let's go to our source images folder. And this is going to be DVD REF or reflective, I guess. JPEG, save. Export, 100%, save. Alright, closing this out. We don't need that anymore. All the rest is inside Maya, so let's open this tray up. Alright, the DVDs or the UVs we did on all these, but we need to transfer the UVs over. So let's go ahead and just, well, let's apply our textures and then we'll transfer the UVs over. So the sleeve selected, or we just go to Windows Rendering Editors, Hypershade. Here's our sleeve shader. I'm going to click on it and then I'm going to click on the input connections. And it looks like we don't have any, so let's go over here and click on File. Alright, I'm going to double click on the File node, open up the attributes for it. Image name, far right, click on the folder, and we're looking for, we'll do the color first. So here's the color, DVD color, open. Let's click on another file. Let's make this one transparency. So DVD transparency right there. Alright, I'm going to middle mouse drag the color, drop it onto the shader, and select color. The transparency, I'm going to middle mouse drag it and drop it onto the transparency. Alright, so that should be done there. Let's add that. Okay, they're already assigned the shader, so let's close that out. Actually, before we close it out, let's do this. On the transparency file, I'm going to go down here underneath the color balance. I'm going to turn on alpha's luminance. That way we can do a mental ray render and we'll still have transparency. Alright, let's do the CD now, or the DVD. There's the pads, DVD door. Here's the DVD shader. So I'm going to select it, input connections, click on File over here on the left, click on File again, and actually one more time. Alright, this one here, this top one, is going to be the color, so DVD color. The second one, let's make it transparency. And this bottom one, let's make it reflectivity. Alright, the color, middle mouse drag it onto the shader, select color. The next one, middle mouse drag it onto the shader, select transparency. And this last one, up there, and drop it on reflected color. I'm not sure. Let's do it this way. Let's select our shader, and okay, this is let's change this to from anisotropic. Let's change it to blend. Alright, so now it's blend. Let's middle mouse drag it and drop it on to transparency. But it looks like something's already on it. Oh, reflectivity. And it shows reflective color, so let's not do it that way. I'm just going to middle mouse drag it and bring it over here to reflectivity. There we go. Alright, let's see what we have. Zoom in and do a test render. Let's check our settings first. Let's put it back to 640 by 480, and the quality is put it on low, because we don't want to wait forever for a test render. You can also do IPR rendering, which is probably even faster. Alright, you can see we've got the transparency on the sleeve looks great. We've got a mesh on the back. Now it could be a lot denser than what it is, but that's okay. The DVD looks good, except it looks black. We're not really getting some reflectivity on there. So, not sure how to look at that. Might have it even backwards. Alright, so let's double check this real quick. Here's our, it's called Blend 3. Let's rename this. This is the DVD, or shader underscore DVD. Alright, I'm going to click on the transparency and make sure we've got alpha's luminance checked. There we go. In the sleeve, we have it selected there. Alright, I'm going to switch to a mental ray. Quality. I'll put it on preview quality. Close. Pull up the render winding. Render window, and make this smaller. Alright, let's go ahead and do a test render. Alright, let me stop so I can smooth shade this. Alright, that right there is really, we got some really highly reflectivity on our DVD. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Select our DVD. Here's our shader and attribute, the far right. And our reflectivity. And we may have these colors inverted. Maybe the black is, I'll have to play around with that. You can play around with that. Actually, let's open that file up. Alright, images. Here's our GIMP DVD texture. Let's open that up. Alright, I'm just going to invert these colors. So I've got our CD. Actually, yeah, that's our reflectivity right there. The transparency. Why do I have... Okay, so that was our transparency, and I used the same layer for the reflectivity, so I kind of messed up there, but that's alright. Colors, invert. Oh, we need to change our square. Click on there, Now we can do that. Invert. There we go. Now this we've got a little line there, and this inside I want to be white. So let's create. Let's go to white. Alright, there we go. So all I did was just reversed it. File, save as. Let's go to our source images folder. There is the reflectivity right there. Let's name this one REF2. Save, export, 100%, save. Alright, let's close this back out. Our DVD selected, transparency, button to the far right. I'm going to click the reload, and then we'll do a test to see if there's going to be some reflectivity on there, if it's going to be correct. Let's go ahead and transfer all these attributes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one that's object that's correct for our DVD sleeve. I'm going to shift select another one, go up to mesh menu, down to transfer attributes, options box, edit, reset settings. All I'm going to do is change the sample space from world to local and click apply or just transfer. Alright, I'm going to select the one we just did, shift select a bad one, and then press G to repeat the last command, which was a transfer. Okay, select the good one, shift select the bad one, transfer attributes. Good one, bad one, transfer attributes. Good one, shift select the bad one, transfer attributes. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. Alright, now let's do the DVDs. Select the good one, shift select the bad one, transfer attributes. Whoops, undo. Alright, so now we got the attributes transferred on all of them. You can delete history on it all if you want, that way it separates them all. So edit, delete by type history. Alright, let's zoom in. Let's go ahead and do another save. And let's do a test render here. Alright, so it looked like that's what we need to do as far as, maybe not. It still looks pretty reflective. So I'm going to have to be honest here and say I don't know why the reflectivity map is not working. So I'll have to play around with that, and then once I figure that out, I'll add an update. Alright, so there we go. It actually doesn't look too bad. Again, this mesh for the back should be a lot more denser than that, but I think that's okay, at least for this tutorial. This right here is definitely too shiny, so I'm going to select this. Here's the reflectivity. Let's knock that way down to almost nothing. And let's make sure we've got translucency on all these transparency maps, or alphas luminance. And let's try that on the DVD too. Maybe it needs to be the same thing for the reflectivity. Click on the button to the far right, and let's do alphas luminance. And let's zoom out. Let's kind of just make a little shot here. Let's select our control curve. Let's pull our tray in a little bit. Maybe about like that. Our door maybe not open all the way. Because we want to see the logo. And the DVDs, maybe we got maybe a few of them open there. Alright, let's pull up our... All I did was click on this little button up here for the resolution gate. And let's do a test render. Alright, there we go. So it looks like that was a trick. We just had to, for the reflectivity, we just had to do check mark, the alpha is luminous. So if you look right here, you can see some reflectivity right there on the edge. So that's exactly what we want. So if you look at the edge of that CD, it's no longer black. It's nice and reflective, and we don't have any reflectivity on the label there. So that's it. There we go. This logo is a little blurry, so we can fix that by just, at least it looks kind of blurry to me right now. So let's check it out. I'm going to open up the attribute editor. Far right is the shader node, so I'm going to select it. At the very top where the color is, I'm going to click on the button to the far right, scroll to the top, and this filter type, I'm going to turn that off. And also, let's go back and transparency. I'm going to turn that off as well, the filter for that. Alright, let's in the label. Let's go to CD label, color. Let's turn the filter off. That's going to make it more sharper and less blurry. And let's also go backwards, or forward, I guess, to outputs, and do the same thing with transparency. Turn that off. Alright. Alright, there's our DVD drawer. Let's do a big render now. I'm going to change the camera attribute editor, so file or view, camera attribute editor. I'm going to change the film gate. I'm just going to put it on 35mm TV projection. That way it'd be a little bit less distorted. And let's do a nice big render here. We'll just, yeah, we got it on middle array. I'll do production quality, and let's do a 1024 size, 1024 by 768. Now again, there's no lights or any of that kind of fancy stuff added to this. I'll leave that up to you. So this is just a render, just as it is, just a middle array render, nothing special. Alright, there we go.